Hey everybody, and welcome back to another edition of Tutorial Tuesday. This week we're learning a cool new groove that you can play on your handpan. This is a Kurd, but it should sound good on most handpans, especially if your handpan resolves on note number 4. So here's the groove we're going to be checking out today. Okay, so there's a little bit of some variation in there that I threw in, but let's go over the basics of this pattern and how we can figure out how to adapt it for our own instrument. So to start out, let's flip over to the bottom shell, and I'm going to teach you guys the basic sticking pattern that this groove is built on. It's one of my favorite sort of paradiddle variations, and once we learn this, it's going to flow in the hands really nicely, and we can turn it into all sorts of cool stuff. So all that pattern is a left hand inverted paradiddle followed by a right hand paradiddle. In my right hand on the double stroke, I'm doing some rotation strokes, you probably noticed. And we can do this in a whole bunch of different ways. We can do 2 single strokes, we can do split finger, but for now I'm gonna do them as rotation strokes. So the pattern goes like this. Left, right, right, left. Okay, that's that first inverted paradiddle. And then we do a regular paradiddle on the right hand. Right, left, right, right. Let's put those 2 groups together. Left, right, right, left, right, left, right, right. Then it just repeats. Left, right, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, right. As we start to speed this up, I like to accent the beginning of the left hand pattern and the right hand pattern. Then we get this nice kind of quarter note flow to it, kind of like this. Left, right, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1. Nice. So where this starts to get funky is when we accent both the first and the fourth note in the left hand. So left, right, right, left. 1 E and 1 E and Okay, so that second left hand is what gives this the syncopation, that count. So now we can accent both of those left hands and still accent the right hand. The right hand, as you probably have guessed by now, it's kind of the backbeat. The left hand is what's giving us the syncopation. So now it'll sound like this. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1. A little bit slower. Left, right, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, right, left. Okay. So that is kind of the underlying basis for this groove. Practice that till it gets smooth. Trust me, once you get the sticking, you'll be able to play it really fast. Okay, what's really nice about this is that the left hand is doing all the single strokes. Our right hand is the only one stuck with all those rotation strokes. So now let's flip over to our pan and see how we can apply this. So we're going to start with our left hand on the ding, right hand on 1 and 3, and we're going to go ding, 1, 3, 4. There's that left hand inverted paradiddle that we were just practicing. Left, right, right, left. Okay, now we're going to do our regular paradiddle. So our right hand's going to come down for a slap, and then we're gonna go 1, 3, 5. So that's that paradiddle. Right, left, right, right. Let's put those two halves together. 1, E, and 2, E, and Okay, again. 1, E, and 2, E, and left, right, right, left, right, left, right, right. Okay, that's half of the groove. Now here's where we get to the fun part. This is that syncopation, and we kind of add a melody into it. So again, we're going to follow the same sticking pattern, but now we're going to go 6 in the left hand, 6, and then we do 5 and 3 in the right hand, down to 4. So 6, 5, 3, 4. So that's a downward rotation stroke. That's our inverted paradiddle. Left, right, right, left. Left, right, right, left. Okay? Then we're just going to end with a slap and then some ghost notes on the shoulder to finish us out. So right, left, right, right. And I'm doing that split finger. You don't really have to, but you're going to be able to play it faster that way. So let's try the full second half. This is beat 3 and 4. Left, right, right, left, right, left, right, right. One more time. 3, E, and 4, E, and Nice. So let's put the whole thing together, count it out nice and slow. Left, right, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, right. 1, E, and 2, E, and 3, E, and 4, E, and 1. Nice. So that is the full groove. So the way I was using this in the example in the beginning is I was doing one measure of that groove, our inverted to regular paradiddle pattern, and then one bar of kind of a rhythmic fill. I was mainly sticking to the same sticking pattern, but just kind of doing a more percussive thing on the ding, or we can move around and try to pull out some more melody from our tone fields. But what I would stick to is one measure of our groove, and then one kind of free form measure, and then we'll go back to the groove. Okay, so I'll show you what that could sound like. 1, E, and 2, E, and 3, E, and 4, E. Now we groove. 1, E, and 2, E, and 3, E, and 4, E. Now the groove. 1, E, and 2, E, and 3, E, and 4, E, and 1, and 2, E, and 3, E, and 4, E, and 1, E, and 2, E, and 3, E, and 4. Okay, so you can see how I'm kind of letting loose every other measure, improvising a little bit, maybe adding a little run up in the tone fields or a little percussive flair. But again, I'm kind of keeping that based on the same sticking pattern. So the whole magic of this pattern, okay, and of course we gotta take it slow before we can do it fast, comes from the pattern that we were doing on our bottom shell. Left, right, right, left, right, left, right, right. Okay, when we can master that, okay, we can move that however we want. It doesn't have to be that same pattern. Okay, there's a lot we can do just from that simple sticking pattern. So I would encourage you, the most important thing to do is to master the sticking pattern, okay? Then you can apply it with the pattern that we learned today. But it doesn't have to be just that. In fact, if you have a handpan that's different than the Kurd, you might want to move it around to some different notes. You might be able to find something that sounds better. But again, it's all based on that sticking pattern. So stay relaxed, let it flow, take it slow, and eventually you're going to have this pattern in no time. So hopefully that is something fun for you guys to play with this week. Thanks for sticking around, and I'll see you next week for another Tutorial Tuesday.